Hi everyone, welcome to the Virtual Y. My name is Mike, and this is 45 minutes of yoga. Let's begin seated and become centered. Find your steadiness and be alert. Begin to draw some nice, even breaths. Just to bring yourself into presence and away from any of the things that might have hold of your thoughts. Allowing this time to be just for you. Treating it as a kind of a workshop for you. Taking that breath and making it smoother in and out, noticing the inhales and exhales and making them be very similar. Good, we're going to continue that by starting in a child's pose here. And with the knees wide, toes together, let the arms come down completely and the forehead if possible. You could always come forward and rest your head on your hands, but continue that breathing and notice the difference here now. So as you take a deeper inhale, notice the back expand, the side ribs. As you exhale, use your navel, your abdominal wall to draw upward away from the floor. So inhales, feeling that nice expansion. And exhales, drawing the navel up. Warming that core in the smallest way. Good. We're going to continue and coming on up to all fours. We'll do our cat-cow today, but let's see if you can't turn your hands the other way, if it feels okay. Inhale, draw your heart forward, and then exhale. Let the head fall, draw the belly up, and then continue to do that. Inhale, and exhale. Take nice full breaths here. This is a nice warm-up for the wrist, but if it doesn't feel great for your wrists, of course, you don't have to do that. You can come onto your fists. All right, good. Now, let's go ahead and turn those back around for a moment. And if you want to do the next segment from the fists and give those wrists a break, that's fine. Let's just start doing this flow. Take your knee up and out to the side, and then kick it out to the diagonal. Then bring it back into the side and put it down. Go lightly in the beginning if you need to. Inhale, knee up to the side, out to the diagonal, in, and put it down. Now if you want to use the opposite arm, you could do that too. Inhale, elbow and knees out to the side. Exhale out to the diagonal. Inhale back to the side. So this is a big squeeze on the side body. Inhale, obliques and hips. Okay, side, and put it down. We're gonna do one more round of this. I'm lifting out to the side, pushing to the diagonal, back in, put it down. Last one here. Good. Woo, really pulling everything away from the floor to start. So from here, if you like, take your right heel up, and we're gonna try this bow, this half bow. So you'll take your opposite arm back behind you and lift away. And look through as well. Don't have to crane the neck, but if you look through, start practicing neck strength. Squeeze, maybe you need a little bounce there. All right, with control, bring that back around. Whew, set that up. That kind of back bend early in class is a big energy raiser. So other foot up, stable, reach across and back. We're gonna use this later as well, okay? When we do our pigeon. Lift up and away. Once you're feeling steady, then lift your gaze a little too. All right, put that all back down. Let's continue to do a couple different flows here. I wanna come forward into a plank, but arching my back to get there, all right? And then as I exhale, push my hips deeply. Inhale, cat arch your back all the way up into that plank like so, and then push, bring the belly on back. So rounding your back as you come forward, and then planking out, and then pushing the navel back. One more time. Round it out, and exhale, push back. All right, from here, we're gonna do a different kind of warm-up today. Tuck your toes, and if it's okay to come into a low squat, I want this to be just a warming for the low legs. So really, I'm just kind of rocking back and forth here, and maybe use your arms a little bit. Don't put all that weight on the ankles. Use your arms a little bit to come into the calves and heels. All right, and then just pause for a moment. Pause, and this doesn't have to be a full low squat. I'm just waking up those calves for a moment. Okay, beautiful. Let's take those booties up, hang in a fold for a sec, maybe kind of get the bugs worked out, dust off the cobwebs, right? Find yourself in the center. Notice, where's your weight in your feet? Put it in the center. Nod yes. Shake no. Again, cast off anything that's not serving you in this moment. And then we're going to pick up our heart, bend our knees, rise, and exhale. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and walk to the middle, and we're going to do a few warm-ups here. So we're going to warm up the shoulders. As you bring your arms up, flex your hands up. And as you bring them down, flex them down. Also, inhale, point up. Exhale, point down. Make big circles like so. Inhale, like so. Exhale, good. One more. Point up, point down, and then reverse that. Okay, inhale, come back around, exhale. Do that one more time. Okay, and then let's hold the sky here a little bit, open, press down into the feet, let the shoulders relax, and the heart lift on up. Feel activation through the whole body. Inhale here, exhale, let's go into another forward fold, dive on down, let the crown go. Maybe a little flow through a halfway lift to extend forward and exhale, then go deeper. When you stand up, stand into another shoulder roll, and we're going to take that into just one more layer. Again, this is a little bit of preparation for later, a couple things later. Hands just behind you, rooted at your hips. Lift your heart. Exhale, let that fall back just a little bit more. A little bit more. And then come out of that and do the opposite. Come forward and give yourself a big hug on the shoulders. And don't be afraid to even sort of come in a little bit, bend forward, really opening the back. A nice stretch. All right, I want to walk to the front of the mat, and we're going to start a sun salutation. Inhale on up. Maybe if you like, you can either, look up or a little bit of back bend if that's great for you. Exhale, come on down and forward fold. We'll have a learning round first. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale back to down dog. Now, inhale, hover the knees above the mat. Let's do this a couple times first, and then exhale, press into down dog. We haven't done a down dog yet, so press firmly into the hands. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, press. If you need to set them down, set them down. But inhale, hover, and press. Hold the down dog for just a sec. Press the hands fully so that you can really push your hips up. Give the heels a nice bounce to let things loosen up. And then we're going to continue on through the sun salutation. Inhale, put the knees down, and exhale, touch your chin and chest. Inhale, come through, take those shoulders back. When you do a cobra, roll everything back and towards the body in, okay? I know it's kind of hard to see sometimes that I'm doing that. Inhale, lift into a cobra, tuck the toes, come back into down dog. You're gonna look to the top of the mat, inhale, and as you exhale, walk, float up to the top. We're gonna finish this in a chair salute. Inhale, sit into a chair, exhale a little bit deeper. Inhale, back into a little back bend, and then finish in Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's go again. Inhale, rise. Exhale, all the way down. I'm gonna keep this one flowing. Inhale, halfway lift, and back to down dog. Inhale, knees hover, look through. Then exhale, put them down, touch chin and chest. Inhale through cobra up or up dog, which is to straighten the arms and bring everything off the floor. Exhale, come back to down dog. Inhale, bend the knees to look through. Exhale, walk or float. Inhale, sit into a chair. Exhale and deepen. Inhale, rise up. And Tadasana. We better do that one more time. Inhale. Nice, tiny back bend. Forward fold. Halfway lift, look just ahead. Back down to down dog, please. Hover the knees. Inhale, look through, almost like a tabletop. And then touch the knees, chin and chest. Inhale through for cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's pause here for a few breaths. Take those hands firmly to press. Inhale the hips high. Exhale the heels low. Good, waking up again. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, make your move. Sit into a chair once more. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, press. And Tadasana. So one of the key skills in yoga really is to control the energy once you have it, okay? We spend our lives having our mind and body racing. Your body doesn't have to do that. You can train yourself to, when you've got energy, to still be calm. That's yoga. All right. Warrior one, we're gonna step your left foot back and flow this a few times. Now, as you flow, bend, exhale. Make sure your knee goes in line with that foot, okay? A few times through. To find it, make sure your back knee feels okay. Come on into it. Sink. This is the biggest version right here. Now, if you needed something smaller, you're gonna be in and not down as far. Maybe here, okay? Please, you're a student. Take it as a learning opportunity, okay? Again, this impulse to run from what? Run from heat? You can, give yourself a moment. Good. Let's go ahead and take the edge off that. Drop for a sec. Have an equalizing breath. And I want to come a little bit wider because we're going to go into a side angle. Now, let me grab my block here. Side angle can be many things. Let's talk about it. Everything very wide, knee over foot. Simplest version is to put the forearm down, arm up or over. Lighter version's gonna look like this. Press your knee out towards your foot and then take your thigh bone back into the hip. As you get more flexible and strong, well, actually, dropping to the block requires less strength, more flexibility. Dropping to the floor, I don't know. Strength required again. Some people would then reach all the way and you could be inside or outside this leg. I like kind of being inside. It encourages that inner thigh flexibility. Okay, so those are big versions. Okay, take a nice inhale, and we're gonna challenge ourselves today. Exhale, can you give yourself a core challenge? It's also a big, bring that up, a big thigh challenge, but I don't have to tell you that. Let's pivot to the side for a moment, and give me a goddess flow. Knees and toes are out. Star, sink goddess. Inhale, beautiful. Exhale. Let's do one more. Press out to your corners. Sink. Come back into work mode. You want to feel balanced front to back here, yeah? Knees train out towards your toes. So you're always keeping these outer glutes working. Centered. Beautiful. Good. Star. We're going to take our toes the other direction, and I know I'm going to want this. In fact, here's a good way to do this. I like to pretend this is like a ball, and you're going to throw it towards your revolved triangle. I do this fairly often, and see what your body responds to. If this right hand is going to go under my right foot, I'm responding to what my body needs. Inhale, lengthen out away from the hips. Exhale, turn. What I see in class a lot is that people Won't use a block. They'll be on the floor. This foot will be up. The back is arched. All this crazy stuff. You're not in the pose at all. At all. Okay? I need that foot down, and I need a long back. So sometimes we need to bring the floor up to us by using a block. Take away the competition. Be a student. Press equally into both feet. Feel a little hip pivot. All right, be very careful. Come on up, and now raise that left arm up overhead. Open on up, take the right arm and hide it behind you, hand to opposite hip. And if you want to go into warrior zone again, inhale, lift, exhale, lift arm, exhale, sink leg. Nice. Now, I want to inhale here and exhale to plank. Exhale all the way to plank, all right? Inhale, hold it again. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale through, give me a nice cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Let's finish this. Inhale, look through to the top. Exhale, jump. And chair, inhale. Exhale, sit. Press. Ta-da. All right. That's a lot of energy. Again, allow a moment of equilibrium. Energy racing, it's great. That's what I want. I also want you to practice being still while that's happening. Let's take the right foot back, and we're going to do our other warrior flow here. Sweep through, inhale, exhale, straighten. Good. And monitoring, really, warrior one for me is all about knees, both of them, because it's really easy to let the front one tip in and to be twisty on the back one. I want to avoid both those things, right? You could have your hands at heart center, but here is where you kind of accept the heat as part of the process. Press into your back foot, the angle of it. Okay, let's go ahead and let that go. All right, off for a second before I go back into this. Make yourself a little bit wider. Give yourself these moments for this side angle. So you're gonna light right here. Most common version, land the forearm, go overhead, right? And you can look beyond the arm. Remember, if you want to work deeper into something, then start doing so. If you've been, doing that standard for a long time, grab that block. Go a notch deeper this time. Oh goodness, inhale, and then exhale. I want one moment of challenge in the core, and then come back on up and around and rest for a sec. All right, next, we're gonna do different flow here. Get into a little squat. We're gonna hold the squat and use two mudra. So the first is called abaya. Just press your palms away like so. Abaya means no fear. The next, make a fist and tuck your thumb inside of it, and then draw back. Draw your elbows back to your side body. Samnirodhani, which means full control. So inhale, no fear. Exhale, full control. Give me a few rounds of this. Inhale, press. Exhale, pull. And really activate the arms. Inhale, press, no fear. Exhale, pull. Hold, hold. No fear. There's no need for fear. You're in control of everything here. Release. Nice. I'm gonna pick up this block again. You're gonna turn your toes back to kind of where we started. When I am throwing the ball, I feel my hips and my foot move. I feel them move. I'm not keeping them rooted. Every standing pose, you wanna reassess where your feet are. There's not one spot, okay? Feet are planted. Extend out from your hips. Exhale and turn. Stack your shoulders. That's the biggest version. Press into the feet to explore a pivot in the hips. Carefully unwind that and bring your right hand up. Another reverse. Wrap this one back. Open the ribs, and if you want, sink a little bit more. Reverse warrior. Okay, one more time, everyone. I'm gonna inhale. We're gonna windmill down to plank. Inhale there. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Or you could rest. Inhale, come through. Cobra, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Look to the top. Inhale. Exhale, walk or float. Last chair. Chest rises. Exhale, sit. Inhale, come up. And Tadasana. Oh my goodness, yes. So the work standing is done. And we're gonna move on to practice of balance. Be workshop, be about it. Now, I'm gonna do a half moon today, and I want you to start, I wanna approach it from standing. So half moon is this, right? And oftentimes we'll get into it from here, lift, open, but I want you to do it from here first today. So to do that, I have to make myself a big flat pancake. Everything goes in a nice line here, in line with the mat. And so actually I've already got my half moon. I just have to go through the process of doing a tad bit of grounding. And think about it, the moon's in the sky, so you want everything kind of up. It's not a pose of being really rooted to the ground. Lift, lift. So it should feel a little bit more airy when you approach it from standing. And then, if you can, bring that back on up. Nice. Whew. Give that supporting leg a little bit of loosening. And then we're just gonna move on to the other side, okay? So same thing. You're basically forming the half moon before you ever bring it down. So everything is to the side, right here. I mean, I'm looking. So I've already really got my half moon right here. Now I gotta have a coordination of hips. Let's put that down. But once I put it down, I'm not relying on that block because everything, I really didn't need it. I was already up here and using what I need. With control, come on back out. All right. Nice. We are going to come onto the floor. Let's take a coolness break though, shouldn't we? In child's pose. Before our next piece, come on down, surrender the arms, put the forehead on your hands if you need to. Nice, and come on up. We are gonna start some core work. And if you want to add extra knee pad, we'll be on the knees for, a little bit. So I would pad the right knee and step forward left. Create this nice 90-degree angle for all parts of the body. And you're gonna place your left hand at your hip, raise your right arm, inhale here. And then you're gonna open out to the back side, touch that back corner, and then inhale center again. Then you're gonna touch the opposite corner down there. So use your core. Inhale up, exhale, open out to the back corner. Inhale up, exhale, all the way down. Control, control. Beautiful. All right, then let's stay up. Change arms. So now this hand is gonna come actually to the back of the hip. Bring it all the way back. Make sure you got a nice open shoulder like so. And we're gonna do a one-sided camel, kneeling. What? We warmed this up in the beginning. Start by just lifting. Lift, lift. No compression in the lower vertebra. And then as you can keep lifting and tilting, be my guest. A lot of things firing here. Glutes, abs, neck. All right. And then let's just go ahead and bring that out for a moment. Return to all fours. Have a moment where you just press away. Not cat-cow, just the arch. Just the arch. Maybe a little bit of fluidity through the arch. Why just the arch? Because we just did the back bend part of it. I'm recovering from that. Right. Okay. Let's go back up into our thunderbolt here. Keep the left knee down and right comes forward. Look at these nice 90-degree angles. You'll take your right hand to the hip and kind of anchor it, draw it in. Left hand is up, inhale, exhale, open out to the side as big as you can. Reach that farthest point. Inhale, come on up. Now reach the furthest point down over. Inhale, exhale, stretch up. Let this be good practice for lifting when you are in your camel. Inhale, exhale. Okay, hold up. Now you're gonna change sides. Bring this arm left back behind you to support. Right is gonna participate in the camel. So lift up first, never lose that squeeze along the spine, and you go as far as you are ready. No crunching, no twingy pain. All right, let's bring that back. And how about just a quick moment in a child's pose to recover this one. Child's pose this time, put the knees together and belly over that. You might have to use a fist for your head on this one. Or if you can put your head down, wrap your arms around your sides, like so. When I'm on the blanket, I find my head doesn't touch just up a little too far. Have another cooling breath there, please. And then come on up and get rid of the blanket if you have one. We're gonna move on to Raja Kapotasana, which is a pigeon. Let's get into it the fun way today. From down dog, kick your right heel up, and then exhale, lunge your right knee to your right hand. Put everything down. Now, before you go anywhere else, take that knee back to where it can go, put it down, point the foot. Settle, settle. This isn't for everyone. If it's not for you, lie on the back, cross your right ankle over your knee. Okay. We're gonna do this version today. If you want, bring your back foot up, and we're gonna add the twist. So you take your right arm back around to find it. Twisting version. Keep your back nice and long as you twist. It could be outside or inside. Turn the head, don't crane up or down, just turn it. Do you want to spend a couple breaths in the other one? Other way? Counter that twist for a moment. Give it a little shake. Okay, let that foot go. And then let's use this, come on down. There's options for this. It could be kind of Sphinx-like. Block if your hips are just not that open. Floor, and maybe you start feeling a certain way in a certain place, and after giving it a few breaths and some micro soothing movements, you find that you're able to go a little bit more head on hands or more. But if it doesn't kill your hip, people love this pose. Something about the hips that people kind of enjoy digging into, I think. And it's good. It's good to keep them mobile, but don't ever press them Don't ever just gun it in. Stay there for one more nice deep inhale, deeper exhale, and then walk back up out of that and sit to the side. Sit to the side. What I want next is, I'm gonna turn to show you. Just bring your knee up to the sole of your foot, like so. And we're gonna do another twist here. Lean back onto your right hand, that is. Or you could be on your elbow. And turn away. Now, option, I'll just show them. You could be right here. Big stretch on the other hip, or actually it's the same hip that we were just in. The biggest version is to come up onto the knees and just turn away. Look towards the mat. All right, let's bring that back and sit. I want to do a Maori cheese here, which sometimes is a twist and sometimes not. But I need to sit up on a blanket for this because we bend our right leg. I need the extra lift because of the length of my leg, okay? Come on in. And let's just try to do the basic version here with the fold. So you actually want your foot to walk out a little bit wide because you're gonna come in and reach forward. Now you can reach, you can hold onto the leg, you can sort of wrap around the leg, but I want this to be a forward fold. You might need to hold the leg. Find your way. This is one version of this. There are many ways. So I don't mind having to use the strength of my inner thigh here to hold this up because it's good strengthening for other poses where we do want that hug. All right. Inhale, exhale. So it might feel a little weird. You can also have this, further forward. Now I tell you. Good. Let's go ahead, come on up. And we're gonna come back to all fours again to set up your other king pigeon. And start in down dog, lift the left heel to lunge the left knee up to the left hand. Do your initial settling. And then bring your knee back kind of as far as it'll go. But remember, your hips have to stay square. Okay, square, and then land your foot. And we'll do both versions of the big upward back bending. King pigeon, leg up and opposite arm comes around. So keep your torso, leaning forward at an angle. What you don't want is to start bending your spine as well. I actually want to keep my spine rather long, so I'm staying forward with it. And if you want, you can take a moment in the open version right here, around, hold the ankle or over the top. Settle, settle. Ooh, now, again, if you need to, you're on your back, crossing over. Maybe before you come down, see if you can find a little more space in the hip and start your journey down here. Okay. Allow a few adjustment breaths and then watch for your ability to settle further. Stay there, take one more deep inhale, deeper exhale, and then walk up And you'll sit your hips over to that side. Just draw the knee towards the sole of the foot. We'll do this other, I called it the spiral staircase. Lean back or hand, all right, or up onto the knees. Okay, and unwind, and we'll do the other, swing legs around front, the other Marichis. So, shame on me, I'm not showing how to do this with a strap, but any big stretch that feels like a challenge to maintain, get in the habit of using that strap, why not? Gotta come inside and find the position of your foot. It may not be where you initially had it. And then start to come forward. Here's where, if I can't reach the foot, where that strap is really great. And then keep working your knee towards your side body. Come on up. Let's do a butterfly here, bound angle, cobblers. Take the feet and open them like a book. Do you feel how that opens, drops the knees a little bit? Nice. Sit up tall, be rooted. You know, begin with a nice awareness of spine, but this absolutely can be more of a forward fold. So take it with you if you want. The extra weight also intensifies that stretch. Okay, come out. If you're sitting on something, come off of it. We're gonna practice a different kind of boat today too. So bring your first two fingers, yogi toe hold around the big toe, and start to sit back. You're gonna see if we can do the boat like so. Holding these, this is kind of like the happy baby boat. In fact, make sure the blanket's not behind you. Okay, right here. And you are bringing your core forward while drawing your feet back. Maybe you can do wide legs. And then bring that back in, round your back, roll yourself into happy baby if you want to intensify that, or just you could hold behind your knees. Just try to keep your knees wide. We're gonna get into the inner thighs just a little bit deeper. Exhale, settle. Towards the end of class, allow the body to settle. You know, you've activated a lot of good energy. Now that's in your battery. And then let's also bring your feet up. Let's do a lying wide legs so you could support on the outside or take your hands on the inside. I find that to be kind of nice and supportive. Hold that. If this is something you just can't handle, you could return to a happy baby or a butterfly lying down. Bring that in, and Let's have a few rounds of a luxurious. Now, don't think exercise, this is bridge flow. Don't think exercise so much as, just really calming, soothing breath. So with your arms at your side, feet in, take a long inhale. 6, 7, or 8 counts. I want you to count it. And then take that same number and feel every vertebra set down. Count, even it out. I want a long count. So maybe even where you started, you're gonna add to it. I just kind of know that I can easily do with my breathing capacity an 8 count. And then see if you can make the exhale even longer. And in time, you won't even need to count. You'll know, which is kind of a nice, smooth, appropriately long inhale is, and you'll know what it feels like to just put on the brakes. And your body will have that expectation in the breath, so you're never getting out of breath, right? I think in the early stages of learning pranayama techniques, we find that we can be out of breath because we're not used to the pace, and then we panic. Let's go ahead and keep that down. Put your, give me a big Upanasana and draw the legs into the belly and be still. We often use this pose to kind of massage, but I want you to be still with this one. When's the last time you just used this to compel the exhale, compress the belly, and be totally relaxed in it? Truly, this is the pose of letting go. Why don't we do a nice banana today? Take the body into a full body stretch to begin. So arms come up, legs are long. Start by walking your legs to the right. Walk them to the left. And then if you want, cross your right ankle over the left. You're gonna feel a big stretch start to happen. And if you want, take your left hand and guide your right arm over. Now, whatever you're doing, I want you to also then just completely collapse into that arch. In class, I see a lot of people reaching so far that they started coming on their side and their arms are in the air and stuff like that. Not that. That's doing too much. Create the arch and then lay it down on the floor. Where else can you relax? Just let the stretch happen. You don't have to, you put your body in the position where it is stretched, and then you don't have to push. Very gently contemplate the other side. So you're gonna walk your feet, probably start, do what your body feels like it needs. Be to the right, cross ankles if you like. The shoulders could shimmy a tad bit. Draw the left arm with the right hand over, okay? So just kind of recognize that you are now in the stretch fully. Take an inhale, and then exhale, just let it surrender. You actually don't need to squeeze anything. A soothing opening. When we stretch the side body, it gives us rising energy. In a pose like this, a very sattvic rising energy. Sattva means sense of balance, goodness. Let's bring that back to center, and just for a moment, maybe feet wide, knees together, draw your attention to your breath. Let it be completely effortless. Finishing practice by just noticing your state, grabbing on to any sense of peace so that you can take it on back with you into your life. If you like, the right arm comes overhead, turn onto the right side, sit up, and bring hands to heart center, bow the chin, and let it go. All right, namaste, everyone. Thank you for practicing with me today. Come back to this practice if it gave you a challenge that you felt like you needed to work on. That's what we do. Here at the Virtual Y, we have new classes every week, but and that's fantastic. So you've always got new challenges. But do, give your body a chance to work through existing challenges as well. Be well. See you next time.
Sarah, and this is cardio dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it. I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I take. Living that wild life. To the bag. Go. That's where we want to go. Last 10 seconds. I'm right here with you. Let's do it. Welcome to the Y. My name is Erin. I'm Jennifer. My name is Linda.
My name is Tommy, and today we're going to do a quick step routine.
We feeling like we can conquer the world today?
I wish you all could smell it. It smells so good.
Time. We get stronger in my world. We're going to do it again.
We'll see you again. Keep working hard. You did awesome.